Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy. Today we're going to be taking a look at a HX Outdoors Products knife that they sent me. They hit me up on my email and asked me like, hey, would you like to check out one of our knives? Sent me a picture and I was like, yeah, you know, that looks interesting. I think that's even what I said too, because this is definitely an interesting looking knife. And then the reason that mainly I said yes because it looks interesting was because I have another knife that looks pretty much, I'm not going to say similar, but close to it. And I kind of wanted to compare them. The problem is when this thing showed up, it was a lot smaller than I expected. Now, it's not a bad thing. It's just a little different than what I expected. I even told that to them in emails. I said, hey, yeah, I got the knife, but it's a little smaller than I expected. Whatever. Here we go. This is the HX Outdoors. I don't know. There's not a freaking name involved with it. On the box, it says nothing on here. This is what it says right here. Not much information. I believe you can find it on Amazon. I'm gonna find the link for this knife and put it in the description. So if you want to check it out for yourself, go for it. These knives are kind of like a tracker design, and you know, it's got that lower part, you know, with the sharper edge on it, and then this part for chopping and stuff like that. Except for this one had a couple features that the other one that I have didn't have. It has a bottle opener, and yeah, that's basically it. But I was just kind of shocked on how tiny this thing was. I have extra large hands, and it does kind of fit my hands a little bit. Yeah, it fits. It's a little bit uncomfortable, I can tell already for me, because that wants to dig in and that wants to dig in. But this is not a huge knife, so you're not gonna be like hard using it or anything. Even though they call it a survival knife, I guess you could survive with it. Now, this knife is 440C is what they claim. I'm not sure, but it says 440C. But while we're on the topic of other knives that look similar, that's why I got it. It reminded me of this M-Tech, which is also a 440C knife. And it piqued my interest because this knife I got given to me a long time ago. And it, you know, it's kind of gimmicky, but it's actually a decent functional knife. It is also a 440C knife. Let's see if it says there. 440C, stainless steel, made in China. This knife is also made in China. But yeah, it's just a tinier version of it. And in my opinion, you know, it's not an exact copy by any means, but it just kind of reminded me of a tracker with a couple extra little features, like a bottle opener. I don't have a bottle, but I have a beer. Okay, yeah. I'll open a beer. It's good enough for me. Yeah, so it's got these plastic, I don't know, they're plastic handles. They're not G10. There is some fit and finish issues, but this is not an expensive knife. If it's 440C, if it's truly 440C, it's going to be a pretty strong blade. Got a relatively thick tip for how big the knife is, and it does have a saw that is actually pretty freaking sharp, to be honest with you. But the way it is it's the teeth are narrower than the blade, so you're really just going to be able to notch with these. Well, there's a notch. And that's the same with this one, which is nowhere near as sharp at all. It's just kind of for looks. Bottle opener would probably work, but whatever. Now, another thing that I do like about this knife is, because on a lot of like the tracker designs, you have a thinner edge profile here and a thicker one up here. Excuse my dirty hands. Yeah, so you could do your better, sharper finding, sharper You can use your sharper edge for up close, fine tasks. And you're not as sharp edge for the chopping, except for the sweet spot in this knife is going to be probably right around there if you were to chop with it. So whatever. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. The sheath is kind of cool. Kind of reminiscent of this sheath, except for I do like the way they did the straps on these. I don't know why, but I do like the straps. And it's got a little spot so you can put a freaking sharpening stone or something stupid in there, and some janky cord that is not really cord. What do I think this knife is good for? I'm gonna say kids. Maybe not children, but kids, younger adults that want a good cheap knife to go out and just beat up in the woods. And when you're young, stuff like this looks way cooler than when you're an older guy that does a lot of knife stuff. Even though it did kind of speak to me, but that was because I had that M-Tech. Let's check this out-of-box sharpness. And it's sharp. It's pretty sharp, actually. Yeah, it's pretty damn sharp. So good job on that one. It's definitely sharp. And yeah, what do we got here for blade length? I don't even know where to start this. Let's just go cutting edge. We got 4 inches of cutting edge. We have just like 2 1/8, 2 1/4 of the front section, and probably about 2 inches. Is that right? Yeah, so we have 4 inches. Yeah, so 2 inches and 2 inches. You got 2 inches of the heavier grind and 2 inches of the lighter grind. And honestly, it's cool, I guess. I mean, if I was freaking 12, I'd love to have this thing. This would be like, if you're 12 years old, this would be the coolest knife to have. So if you want to take your son camping and you want to get him something to go beat on, yeah, shit, why not? Because if they break it or lose it or whatever, you're not out much money. But it's really all I got for you today. We're gonna probably do a couple more videos on this thing, maybe do some hard use tests, see how it handles a little bit of abuse. Being 440C, it should be pretty tough. I mean, I beat the snot out of this thing and it's still here, so we'll check this one out. But yeah, check it out if you're interested in something like this. I don't think this is something that an adult would want. You never know, because there's definitely mall ninjas. Mall ninjas will love this thing. It'll go good with your katana. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.